What's up everybody, Zach here with Sew Yeah Quilting. Today I'm going to show you how to sew this awesome Fat Quarter Fancy Quilt. Let's get started. Alright, so for this quilt you're going to need 14 fat quarters as well as 2 yards of background fabric. Your fat quarters you're going to cut into 8.5 inch squares, and your background fabric you're going to cut into 4.5 inch squares. Let's get started. Alright, so right here I have a couple fat quarters that I have laid out on top of each other, and I've already squared them off for the video. I'm now going to cut these down to our 8.5 inch squares. That. To save a little time, I'm just going to stack all these layers on top of each other and cut them all off at the same time. Alright, now that I've got my 8.5 inch squares cut out, I'm going to go ahead and cut out my 4.5 inch squares. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 8.5 inch squares and I'm going to lay them on top of each other, right sides together, and sew half square triangles out of them. So I'm just going to lay it down on top of the other one just like that, and then mark a line down the center of the square, or down the diagonal of the square. Just like that. We'll do the same thing to this other one. There we go. Alright, once you have your square marked, you're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam on both sides of that line. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and do the same to my other square. Alright, once you've sewn your squares together, you're going to cut right along this line and separate this into 2 half square triangles. There's that one. And now we'll go with this one. Alright, so here is the first half square triangle to make this block. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 4.5 inch squares and lay them down on opposite sides from each other on the fabric I've just sewn together. So we're going to put one right here on this triangle, and then one opposite on that, just like that, and then go ahead and mark down the centers of both of these as well. Alright, now with both of those smaller pieces marked, you can go ahead and sew right down the line on both of them, and then cut the excess off, leaving a 1/4 inch from the seam. Quarter inch, not a half inch from the seam. Alright, and there you have your first portion of this quilt block. Now, you just got to do that 3 more times, and then take all those pieces and sew them all together. Alright, now that I've got all my blocks ironed out, I'm just arranging them how I want, and as you can see, I've used a lot of different types of fabrics for these stripes right here, and that's just going to give it this really cool look back here. You could do them all solid to where you have diamonds. You could do them all ombres to where they fade into kind of a 3D effect. All totally up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and just sew these together and show you the finished block. Alright, so there we've got our first quilt block. I'm going to go ahead and sew the rest of these together and show you the finished product. Alright, so here's my finished quilt top. It's looking great. I'm going to go ahead and take this over to our in-house long armor and get it quilted. If you like this pattern, please check out the link in the description below for a free download of it. And if you like the video, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share these videos with your friends. As always, I'm Zach, teaching you how to sew like a pro. We'll see you next time at Sew Yeah Quilting.